This is Roman Catholicism Filipino style. For centuries, the faithful millions have bowed down before the power of the church.
The IUD, the pills, are promoting abortion.
But many people blame the church's teachings on contraception for an impending population explosion.
I wanted to stop having babies. Suddenly family planning was banned.
Many women make desperate choices.
More than once has a fetus been aborted, put inside a plastic bag, and set by the altar.
Now, the church is being challenged by a major campaign for change, from the vast slums of Manila to the very heart of political power. Manila is one of the fastest growing cities on Earth, but it's unlike anywhere else in Asia. There's a strong Spanish colonial influence here, and their biggest legacy is the Catholic Church. Outside Manila's most famous church, I met up with one of the city's many colourful characters, outspoken tour guide Carlos Caldran.
Quiapo Church is like the spiritual center of the Philippine masses. Right. Like, you don't see the upper class here.
No.
No. The upper class of Manila likes praying in a different kind of church. Coming here is really good reflection of like Filipino spirituality to get the barometer of what people are believing in and then what the Filipino is all about.
The Philippines has its own unique brand of Catholicism. What are all these?
Oh, it's a real hodgepodge. I mean, so you got like a mix between paganism and Christianity. So you have Catholic icons, but then you're also given pre-Hispanic amulets. Another example
Lucky Charms.
Of Lucky Charms.
Hey.
Right?
Baby Jesus with a penis.
With a raging heart-on.
It's doing well.
Right? So it's a symbol of fertility given a Christian twist. But Filipinos believe in these amulets because it gives them a sense of power.
Yeah. But in the shadow of this giant church, there are more sinister things on sale.
Pamparegla. This is illegal. It's an abortifacient. To see delay ang regla or to regulate. So if you're a woman who finds herself not having her regular period because of something that you've done, you come here, you drink an entire bottle of that, and you can terminate your problem.
What would be in there?
I believe it's some form of belladonna inside there. So it's always done in combination. They drink one of those bottles, it actually helps, it kind of kills the fetus, and then they have to go to a manghihilot or a masahista to massage the fetus out.
Backstreet abortions are common here. The UN estimates there are almost 500,000 every year. 800 Filipino women die from these abortions each year. But these gruesome terminations are sometimes not the end of the story.
At the Catholic faith, you have to be baptized to get to heaven. More than once has a fetus been aborted, put inside a plastic bag, and set by the altar of the Quiapo Church. You find fetuses here, and the city of Manila collects these fetuses and puts them in an unmarked grave.
Only last Christmas, there was another fetus left in Quiapo Square. The fetuses are blessed before being handed to the local authorities.
God bless. God bless you. Hi, God bless.
The church doesn't believe its teachings are in any way to blame. The head priest of Quiapo Church has tried to stop the sale of abortive agents.
You see here in Quiapo, there are some who are selling abortifacient. We have dealt with this. We have requested the police to do something about it. We have requested the government to do something about it. But there are many other underlying reasons why these things are happening here. And we have to look at it in a deeper way, because there are some people who are earning from it. And they try to take advantage of the poverty of the people.
But then at the same time, there is demand for.
There is demand because, as I was saying, that there's a lack of option for the people. If people are properly educated, for example, they can plan their families much better.
But many people blame the high abortion rate on the Church's own position on contraception and its influence on government policy. For the last 9 years, public health clinics have been effectively banned from distributing contraception to Manila's growing population. Almost half of all pregnancies are unplanned. I met up with one of the thousands of young worshippers in Quiapo Church. And it's like this every day?
Yes, especially when Friday and Wednesday.
April is 19. She's a regular at Quiapo Church. How often do you come to this church?
Twice a week, and when I'm free, after school.
Yeah. Why do you come here to the Black Nursery?
It's because when I'm here, I feel solemn. I pray every day to God about my family, our health, our study, and to live.
April lives with her family in San Andres, one of Manila's rapidly growing slums.
These are my family.
And this is all your family?
Yeah, she's my mom.
Your mother, Josie. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Nice to meet you.
The youngest.
The youngest?
Denver.
Denver.
She's Paula.
Carla.
Paula. 4 years old. He's Jerome.
Jerome. Jerome, how old are you?
How old are you?
13.
He's 13. And the two boys over there. The one who's wearing blue, he's DJ.
DJ. Okay.
And the other one is Jeremy.
And Jeremy. Is this everybody?
No, the other is in the school.
In school? So let's do a quick count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
6,
7.
and then 2 in school. In case you're losing count, including April, that makes 11 children.
Inside the house.
Oh, really? They're inside? This is the kitchen?
Yes.
This football team-sized family live in just 2 rooms. And this isn't uncommon in one of the most densely populated cities in the world.
Hopefully this second floor will be okay.
Yeah? You're building a second floor?
Yes.
Should we go through?
This is our room.
He looks comfortable
Yes.
and relaxed. So, everybody sleeps here?
Yeah. I was the one who sleep over there.
You sleep up there?
And the others, all girls.
All the girls here?
Yes. My mom and dad here, they have a kuchon.
Oh, right, like a mattress to pull out? Okay, Jerome? Good.
This is Jerome.
So, Jerome, you're not in school today, no?
No, I'm stopping in school.
Why? Why did you stop school?
I have no money.
No.
Is that okay?
With so many mouths to feed, not all the kids can go to school. Several of them have to work. And one of April's teenage sisters has already had a baby. April's mum Josie was 20 and in college when she first got pregnant. She's now 40 and has been pregnant much of her adult life. She never intended to have so many children.
When I had 6 babies, I wanted to stop having any more. But suddenly family planning was banned. The children are the ones who say I shouldn't get pregnant again. The children tell me not to get pregnant. They tell me there are too many of us. It's the children who suffer.
The Philippines has one of the highest birth rates in Asia, with 2 million babies born each year. And with a quarter of the population between 17 and 25, there are fears of a population explosion. In an effort to stem the tide, a reproductive health bill has been tabled, aiming to give everyone free access to contraception nationwide, targeting the poorest. but it faces powerful opposition.
This is a painter's idea of one of the poorest sections in Manila. I bought this when I was mayor to remind us exactly what is the challenge. We have to give these people a better life. Manila has a very rough, poor section, and this is what it portrays. But you can see they're very happy.
Lito Atienza used to be the mayor of Manila. He was responsible for the ban on contraception in public health clinics. He's now a government minister, and he still feels strongly about birth control. The reproductive health bill is kind of quite reasonably advanced stages at the moment. Tell me, how do you feel about it?
I'm not for it. I'm against it, because it will start the process of affecting the Filipinos' mindset on life. Our values will be changed because of that. And I would rather that the Filipinos remain pro-life and God-fearing and strong Christians, Catholic Christians. And to me, that is the best way to look at our problems today and in the future.
The ban only affects public health clinics, and while you can still buy contraceptives from private shops, many Filipinos can't afford to pay. A recent survey suggested that 63% of Filipinos want this health bill to be passed. It's not an argument that cuts much ice with the ex-mayor. Don't you think this reproductive health bill is being introduced because it's what the people want?
It's not a matter of what the people want. Leaders must decide on what is really good for the people. And the reproductive health bill will only open the floodgates to Filipinos embracing eventually the kind of lifestyle that is destroying the Western world. Divorce, gay marriages, abortion, all of these are destroyers of the family. And the family, once destroyed, weakens society. Birth control, population control is not Filipino.
And he doesn't think that population growth is necessarily a problem. What's the advantage of having a large population?
Power. Economic, even military power.
Even if it's a large poor population?
No, you must make sure that the growing population also develop economic opportunities. I will never change my arithmetic. More people helping, the stronger the economy.
While the economy is growing, the country is still plagued by poverty. Nearly half of all Filipinos live on less than $2 a day. April's dad can't find work, and her mum Josie is the main breadwinner. She sells household goods like soap powder on the streets of Manila.
Bili lang ako ng 1 kilong bigas. Tas ulam.
I buy 1 kilo of rice and meat, sometimes eggs, so that there's something to go with the rice. Otherwise they won't really eat. At night I'll borrow money to spend the next day. Of course I feel so sorry for the children. Even if they still want to eat, you have to say, that's enough. Think about your brothers and sisters. I don't eat with them because if I eat with them, there won't be enough for everyone.
Even though Josie is a practicing Catholic, she would have used contraception if it had been on offer. But since the ban, the only family planning available to her is the natural method promoted by the church, restricting sex to times of the month when a woman isn't fertile. The church plays a major role in providing healthcare and social support in poor areas of Manila. April and Josie's local church provides free checkups each year.
human life starts at fertilization.
The local priest is well aware of the pressures a large family can have on young married couples.
When I interview people for marriage, and you ask them how many children, more usually they prefer 1, 2, or 3 children. Not anymore more than that, because the times are difficult. In fact, in our program, before you get married, we also teach them family planning. And I personally, if there is nobody, I give the natural family planning method.
Do you think that people in these kinds of communities really have the education and in many cases the time to be able to properly implement natural family planning?
I think they have if they are properly guided. During their fertile days, they should simply try to exercise discipline, no? Okay. We feel that actually that the natural family planning is more human than the artificial ones, because the natural planning is a decision that has to be made by the couple, no?
Josie has managed to make enough money from selling soap to buy the family rice and fish. She's surviving. Tomorrow, it starts all over again. Josie's relentless routine leaves her exhausted.
Yung natural, diba, kasi kailangan sasubaybayan mo pa yung
The trouble with natural family planning is that you have to monitor your monthly cycle. It's difficult, especially for me. I'm so tired. I can't even look after my children anymore.
Did you discuss this with your husband?
No, I haven't. It doesn't seem to bother him. My husband doesn't seem to think like me.
Across town, April's at college. She's lucky. Her grandmother helps to pay for her tuition.
I don't want to have the same life my mum's had. What has happened to her? I don't want it to be repeated in my life. It's a lesson for me. We don't know where to get food to eat, and we never know what the next day will bring, or how my mum will be able to pay back the money she has borrowed. It upsets me that they had such a big family, and they can't support us.
April studies late. It's a moment away from the chaos back home. To avoid her mum's mistakes, she's decided to shun relationships altogether. The reproductive health bill doesn't face an easy passage. The Catholic Church is forcefully campaigning against it. As well as its moral position, the Church does not believe that poverty is caused by a growing population. It says poverty is caused by bad government, and it's been prepared to use its power to tackle corruption in Filipino politics. I'm on my way to meet Joseph Estrada, the controversial former president of the Philippines. He was known to have had a number of mistresses holed up in luxury apartments all over the country, and eventually he was convicted of plundering government coffers. Estrada was once a famous Filipino movie star. He rose to the presidency as a self-styled man of the people. But by 2001, he'd been removed from office and arrested for fraud. He blames the church for his downfall. Did you ever feel like they had the power to mobilize a vote against you?
Yes, they did that. In fact, they have issued pastoral letter being read by the priests all over the country, all the churches. So they were able to arouse the anger of the people against me. The church went out of its way to really pressure people to removed me as president through the people power headed by the late Cardinal Sin.
It is greed, it is corruption in the hearts of men.
Cardinal Sin was the most influential Christian leader in Southeast Asia and a powerful figure in Filipino politics. He led the church's onslaught against the former president. It turned into a vast popular campaign to remove Estrada from power.
The media demonized me. They did not only throw the kitchen sink on my face, including the toilet bowl. Yeah? They accused me that I'm a corrupt, all these things. See?
Estrada spent 6 years in custody before receiving a presidential pardon.
Do you have any regrets?
Well, no regrets.
The church has demonstrated its huge power in Filipino politics, and now it's mobilizing against the reproductive health bill. It's Sunday, and April is at her local church, with as many of her siblings as she could muster. The message from the pulpit couldn't be clearer.
Lo and behold, I saw one page, this one, the pastoral statement of the bishops of the Philippines is standing for the gospel of life. The IUD, the pills, especially the contraceptives, are promoting abortion. But some of our congressmen apparently do not believe that human life begins with the fertilized egg. As for us Catholics, when there is a controversial issue and the Holy Father makes a decision, we follow him. Why? Not because he is genius, but because he is going to be guided by the Holy Spirit. Let us praise and thank the Lord for this.
April is a devout Catholic, but she's struggling to accept the church's line on contraception.
Para sa akin, kasi mayaman ka naman, pwede kang kahit gaano karami.
For me, if you're rich, you can have as many children as you want.
Hindi nila
But that just doesn't apply to poor people, because life is too hard.
Talaga ng buhay ngayon. Yung paggamit po ng contraceptives talaga, yun po yung
Contraception is the best way to prevent having a big family.
ng pamilya.
Prevention is better than wasting another life.
Iwasan niya lang po talaga.
What will the child's life be like if it ends up that you can't provide for it?
Buhay niya, mas magiging mahirap pa siya kaysa sa'yo. Kaya it's better na gumamit ka na.
So it's better to find a way for them not to suffer.
Wag lang mahirapan mo.
April doesn't see a contradiction between being a Catholic and accepting the use of contraception.
Isn't that what the Catholic Church here does?
Supporters of the bill, like Carlos Caldran, claim that more relaxed attitudes to contraception are weakening the political influence of the church.
The RH bill has a high chance of passing this time because there's a lot of youth getting involved. We're using alternative forms of media communication through magazines, through the blogosphere, through internet, through Facebook. And now that it's been proven also through surveys that there's no such thing as a Catholic vote. So now politicians aren't afraid anymore of supporting the reproductive health bill because they know now that whatever the Catholic Church says, Filipinos will do what they want anyway.
But the church is still greatly revered by millions of ordinary Filipinos.
Why is the church in the Philippines considered influential? Maybe because partly the people are flocking to the church and they want the church to be a voice for them. And this RH bill is just one of those situations where the church has to, again, speak out because there is a attack against the poor people and against life.
And for Manila's priests, the problems of population and poverty do not have simple solutions.
Artificial contraceptions, stopgap measures that are not going to solve the problem of poverty in the Philippines. There's more to this than simply controlling the population. We have to see that our own culture itself, our greediness, contributes to poverty.
With the debate polarized, the fate of the reproductive health bill hangs in the balance. April is now the same age her mother was when she started her family, but she's determined to try and lift the family from poverty and finish her education. Are you nervous about the interview? No, not at all? That's good. Today, she's going for a job interview. Eventually, she's hoping to work abroad, like more than 8 million Filipinos.
This is the first step for my career. But of course, when I get to Canada, it doesn't mean that I will get a good job straight away.
For your family, if you're able to get a job and to support them, what do you hope you'll be able to do for them?
I will take them out of that place, because I don't want my brothers and sisters growing up there. It's not very nice. It's not a good area. I want to be able to send them into private school.
So in many ways, you're going to be the first one to break through the barrier. It's a lot of responsibility to take on.
Yes. And because
after I've graduated, I should be the one who puts my brothers and sisters through school, because my mum's getting old now.
April has high hopes for her future. But her mum Josie can do little more than work hard each day to feed her 11 children.
Do you have any regrets about the past?
I do have a lot of children. It's okay with me, although I can't provide for all their needs. You do what you can, but it's never enough.
More hard truths emerge in Iran and the West next on BBC Two, revealing the intense activities behind the scenes to free the Beirut hostages.